Well, hello everyone. It's Michelle here today, flying solo today. I haven't got my amazing partner in live streaming, podcasting, and all things lead to Soar, Mel Butcher, with me today. A big hi to Mel. Hey, folks, it is good to be back live streaming with you. We've had a little hiatus, but we've been busy behind the scenes. You might see from my lovely background that we've got some new colours, a new brand, a new look and feel to encompass what we are at Lead to Soar. Yes, we are one name now, Lead to Soar. And Lead to Soar comes in, well, all shapes and sizes, but essentially there's three ways that you can engage with us. And by us, there's myself, of course, Michelle Redfern. There's Mel Butcher, Susan Colantuno, and Amal Youssef. And together we are the co-hosts of Lead to Soar. Lead to Soar is a podcast, and our podcast beams out across all the podcast platforms. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find Lead to Soar. And our podcast is designed to, well, frankly, capture as many women as possible in the world and help them understand and learn and have access to information that can help their leadership journey soar, hence the Lead to Soar. The second way that we work together is our Lead to Soar network. And our Lead to Soar network is a membership-based network, and our women members, and we're in the hundreds now, have access to, well, lots of live events, and those live events include monthly workshops on critical skill building. It includes weekly coaching sessions. In fact, I'll be running my normal group coaching session in a couple of hours after I finish this broadcast. And we have chat, so it's almost like, and I'm doing this on LinkedIn, but it's like LinkedIn for women only. So we have a very strong strategic network with lots of engagement. So there's posting, there's live chat, all sorts of ways to connect, learn, and soar together. And then the third part of what we do is our Lead to Soar Summit, an annual summit held in Madison, Wisconsin in July every year. And I'm committing to it. We're now going to expand that out to Australia. So the Lead to Soar Summit, yes, our first one here in Australia will be held later in 2023. I would love to hear from you if you're based here in Australia about what that might mean for you and, of course, the women in your talent pipeline. I've put the links into the notes below, and I'll follow that up so that you can engage with us or work out how to engage with us. Our new brand, isn't it fantastic? Thanks to Nikki and Anna from Alchemy 8 who took our brief about what we're all about. And, you know, I've got this amazing friend called Anthony Gaddy, and he's got this thing called the Gaddy Pitch, which I'm going to muck it up now, but essentially this is, I'm going to talk about Lead to Soar and what we do. So the problems we solve, the value we create, and the outcomes we deliver. So the problems we solve are how to close the global leadership gender gap and how to help women have a career that soars. So that's our problem, because it is a problem. We don't have enough women in leadership. And of course, look, I've got more statistics about the business case than you've had hot dinners. If you'd like to talk to me about those, I'm happy to, but I think everyone knows we've got to have more gender diversity and diversity across all the other identity brackets in leadership. It's good for business, it's good for society, of course it's good for women. So that's the problem we solve. The value we create is giving women access to a safe, secure, private, and very high impact network of women supporting women. And those women who are supporting those women include myself, Susan, Amal, and Mel. We curate and create content that is designed to address the missing 33%. What is the missing 33%? Business, strategic, and financial acumen. Can I talk a little bit more about that in a moment? And then, as I said, the outcomes that we create, well, we want to see you get promoted. We want to see you get the income that you deserve, the salary that you deserve. We want you to have the choices and lifelong economic and financial security. And we also, the outcomes we create are, we see women promoted, we see women get pay rises, we see women create and sustain extraordinarily high performing businesses because of our network and because of the support that we give them. And everything that we do is based on more than 20 years of research by our founder, our co-founder, Susan Colantino. Susan and I work really closely together, continuing to research what's missing for women in the workplace. And of course, one of the things that is missing for women in the workplace is the advice that they get. Don't get me wrong, women get a lot of advice. Women get lots and lots of advice about everything, usually unsolicited. However, the advice that women should be getting is not there. 97% of women are still getting career advice, training, coaching, mentoring, conferences and literature that is not focused on critical business skills. And those critical business skills are business, strategic, and financial acumen. So my call to action for you today is to really understand the missing 33%. Business, strategic, and financial acumen. That's call to action number one. Of course, call to action number two is come and talk to us about how we can help you close the gaps. But call to action number one, let's understand the missing 33%. It may be, for the women tuning in, it may be missing in some of your skill sets. So you may think, okay, business, strategic, financial acumen, I may not be at a competency level yet that's required to advance me into higher levels of responsibility. If that's the case, do not despair. That's what we are here for. Leadership is, it's a skill. And these business, strategic, and financial acumen, they are skills, and skills can be learned and practiced and mastered. So that's number one. So it may be a gap. Then the second gap may not be, you may have those skills, but may not be effectively demonstrating that you've got them to the folks who are making decisions about your career. And of course, your career, decisions being made about your career come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. What salary you get paid, performance bonuses, salary increases, stretch assignments, project teams, and of course, promotions. So the people who are making decisions about your career, about your future, need to know that you have these critical leadership skills: business, strategic, and financial acumen. Yes, I know I'm repeating myself, but there's a method in my madness. So that's number two. And I think number three, I really want to beg your pardon, that was number three. Number four, what I want to do here is call out to the leaders on the call or leaders listening. For those of you who are making decisions about your women's talent pipeline, I want you to think really carefully about these critical skills. And I've said the word critical a number of times, and I've been really deliberate and intentional about saying that. Why? Because we know that when we're considering individuals for executive, C-suite, and of course, board roles, 50% of the criteria, skills criteria, is related to that person having business, strategic, and financial acumen. The other 50% of the criteria are usually related to the ability to inspire people and, of course, interpersonal skills, relationship management skills. Unfortunately, what we still see is leadership programs, advice, etc., directed at women, focusing solely, almost to the exclusion of business, strategic, and financial acumen, on interpersonal skills, relationship management skills, which, by the way, women outperform men on. And there are studies upon studies upon studies that is the case. Or how to be more confident, how to be more assertive, how to be more. And these conferences and programs fail to deliver content, experiences, and the practice required to build those skills. So if you're really serious about supporting women to advance their careers, if you're really serious about closing the global leadership gender gap, or quite frankly, closer to home, the leadership gender gap in your organisation, which will, by the way, help your organisation outperform, I want you to run an eye over your women's talent programs. Do they overtly focus on skill building around business, strategic, and financial acumen? I'd like to think they do. However, our research tells us they will not. They may have a smattering, but it will not be overt, intentional, and deliberate. So, anyway, that's all I want to talk about today. Just 10 minutes to give you an update on here we are with our new brand. Here's the 3 ways you can engage with Lead to Soar: podcast, network, summit, and of course these live streams that Mel and I do from time to time. But thirdly, please learn about the missing 33% and what the implications are for you as a woman who wants to have a career that soars, and also as someone who is managing the pipeline of talented women in your organisation. I'm going to put some links into all of the socials where I've popped up, and so that you can talk to us more about that. But really, it's just so good to be back and so wonderful to have this beautiful, beautiful brand that encompasses everything that we do. Okay, folks, hopefully you'll see both of us next week. And in the meantime, look out for the podcast. And of course, please come and join our network if you're a woman who's serious about your career. See you.